Welcome to the Golden Note Podcast, everyone. My name is Jesse.
And I'm Karen Deeb.
Today, we are going to be talking about Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, a new album that really came out, when did it come out? Like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now at this point?
Maybe a month ago,
As we're recording this. Because we're so used to doing like super old boomer albums, classic rock albums and things like that, which are great. But you know, they've been around for decades. So.
It'll be fascinating to see and hear what music has transformed into today and how much better it has gotten.
Yeah. Wide eyes. Okay. Maybe some foreshadowing. So
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter, let's talk about a little bit about the background of her as an artist. So she's still, I mean, like in terms of like the musical sense, in terms of mainstream sense, she's very new, right? Like she's kind of like the new pop diva. She's very much capitalizing on the success of her last album, which was, I believe, Short and Sweet is what it was called. Huge success.
And I really like that one.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should cover that album soon too.
Right, we should.
But yeah, I also enjoyed that album. Spoiler. But yeah, so Sabrina Carpenter is very much in. I don't want to say she's peaking in terms of like her popularity, because who knows? Like she could. Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Now I'm like tripping over my words here.
Yep.
Like, yeah, she could definitely get a lot more famous. I mean, we've seen Taylor Swift really take off to the stratosphere and reach heights that are just like really insane. But anyways, this is definitely like, she's never been as famous as she is now. And she's been making music since like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of been like a long time coming for her. But yeah, she's now experiencing all the success. In terms of like the sound of her music, she's very much, I feel like, in the style of like Ariana Grande and like, you know, Taylor Swift, and like her music is definitely heavily inspired by the modern pop female icons of the day.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
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 And there's really like, I feel like we're in an era of pop music where like the women are really shining. Like we have like many examples of like top female artists, right? Like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Gracie Abrams, Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish. Like there's no shortage of like, you know, iconic, amazing female singers and talent right now, really overshadowing the men, really. Like I can't really think of like any male pop singers that like at this point, like The Weeknd, I guess, is like one that I can think of.
Yeah, he's still going strong.
But even in 2025, it's like The Weeknd's kind of like I feel like his star is starting to, you know, reach that maturity / like fade a bit. So anyways, this is the background of where we're at with Sabrina Carpenter and her releasing these albums. She's fighting for the top pick in terms of like current modern day singers, right? Because like Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish, like I mentioned, like they're still very relevant new pop artists, kind of. One of my biggest complaints with her last album was she sounded like Ariana Grande a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of moments where it was like very much like that. We'll see how we get with this album. Okay, let's talk about the album cover here and the album title.
Jesus.
Okay. I feel like I should say this now because I'm getting a sense already as to how you're feeling about this album.
I'm uncomfortable.
Sabrina Carpenter made a tweet, I think, or like she posted saying, "This album is not for pearl clutchers."
It's not. Apparently, I'm a pearl clutcher. But I was the last person to guess if apparently I'm in that camp.
Yeah. So she's very much, and this is kind of with her last album too, she's very much embracing her sexuality and is not afraid to do so, and is kind of like pushing certain limits in terms of like expressing that. So obviously with this album cover, she's doing just that.
Yep.
And I remember, because we're in, you know, this is a very recent album, like when the album cover first dropped, there was a lot of pearl clutching.
Yes.
People were very upset, and you seem to be upset with it.
I'm upset.
My response to the pearl clutching is, I feel like this is, if not a natural progression of where female pop artists who embrace their sexuality go, like this is kind of a natural progression of that. If not that, this is almost like I can think of album covers that are equivalent to this, if not even more daring and more daring in terms of like pushing those boundaries.
Fair.
So I don't really get what all the hubbub is.
We can get to the hubbub.
Okay.
I'll be happy to share my 2 cents about the hubbub eventually.
And
But,
we are, just to remind my co-host here, Karen, this is as much of a G-rated podcast as possible. So
I try. I make mistakes.
So yeah. But anyway, we probably won't be diving too deep into things. But is there anything I wanted to say? Because I'm yapping so much right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the album cover. But go ahead, tell us what your strong response is here.
Well, I think I have more general thoughts. Perhaps we can go through some of the songs and then we can share some general thoughts.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. The album cover itself ties into my general thoughts, so
okay,
we'll get there.
And then "Man's Best Friend" is also like an interesting one in terms of like an album title. But if you want, we can just go through the songs to start. "Man Child," first song off the bat. This was the lead single as well to this album, and I think it's a great song.
Yeah,
I think it grew on me a lot too. When it first got released, I was like, like it's okay. I can see it's catchy, whatever. But the more I've heard it, the more it's grown on me. It's danceable, it's funny, it's catchy. The lyrics are just like, poking fun at men. And like, while I'm not always like attracted to songs like that, this one for me works. It's fun. And I can kind of understand the sense of it. So I think it sets the tone for the album in a lot of ways, right? Because a lot of songs in this album are kind of like, they have this jaded kind of view. The lyrics take on this jaded view of men in relationships, and some of the, as we'll get to them, I'm not a fan of some of the songs lyrically, but I think in general this is a good kind of tone setter for the rest of the album.
Yeah,
and also just for the sound of it.
Yes, the sound and the tone is kind of like this proper bass line that establishes the ins and outs of the rest of the songs on the album.
Yeah,
I also think that this track is like a pop song on steroids. It's engineered so well to capture your attention, to keep you listening, to get you bopping. And I feel like that kind of encapsulates the intention through a lot of the production on all these songs, the composition, the arrangements, the melodies. All of it is just like, it's like crack. It's like pop crack.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it really is. So that's what you're going to be expecting going into this record, and this first song really establishes that.
Yeah, and just one more thing about that, with Sabrina's star power in the current day, like she is definitely with this album getting so much access to the best songwriters, the best producers, the best recording studio and sounds that she could possibly work with. I mean, if my research is correct, she worked with Jack Antonoff. I thought I was going to forget his name there. Okay. Jack Antonoff, who we've encountered before with our reviews.
Really?
Yes, with Taylor Swift.
Okay, and he was part of that then.
And what was the album now? The Tortured Poets Department.
Tortured Poets Department.
He was the main producer on that album, and he is, I believe, the main producer on this album.
Wow, look at him go.
Look at him go.
His bank account must be like
through the roof. Through the roof, yeah.
Like probably the size of a small country.
yeah.
Good for him.
And also, fun fact, his band, The Bleachers, played a lot on this album.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I mean, the musicianship on the record, whenever there's real people playing music, was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was always fantastic.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Manchild setting off the album well here for the both of us. Let's move on to Tears. So the pearl clutching comment from Sabrina Carpenter came before she released this particular song. So Manchild came out, the album cover then came out, and everyone was like, oh my gosh. And half the people were like, this is great. And the other half the people were like, what is she doing? This is setting women back 100 years. And then, so before she dropped this song Tears as her second single, she said this is not for pearl clutchers. And for anyone who's listened to this song, you can understand why she said that.
I think it's, one of my comments was kind of crazy to hear this song. And it's interesting because like there's been a whole history of men making misogynistic songs in comments, a lot of it in hip hop as well. And then I'm hearing this and it feels like kind of like a rejection of, I guess, the empowered feminist movement, the kind of more wholesome aspect of being a woman, where it's like, no, I'm just out here for the streets. Like, this is what I'm doing. And even if it's sarcastic, even if it's like ironic, like it's all made in an
It's
ironic.
dripping. Yeah, for me, it's dripping in like sarcasm and irony.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if it is that, and I hope it's that. I hope to God,
Yeah.
that is that. Then I still feel uneasy about the content and like the message being portrayed, because I know it reaches a lot of young girls. Like a lot of my students who are like 7 years old come in with a Sabrina Carpenter song, and I'm like, whoa, are these the ideas that you want to celebrate at that age?
Yeah.
And like, I remember even hearing about being young myself, and then people telling me, be careful about hip hop music. There's a lot of subject matter there that you might not want to be exposed to. And I would look it up and I would try to understand it. And I realized, like, wow, that did have an influence on me. I need to go relearn, kind of like backtrack of like what is on both sides, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate, how can I make those decisions for myself, and have to like rework those kind of subliminal messages that were instilled in me as a child. So that's where I feel a lot of my pearl clutching comes in, knowing firsthand that very young girls are being exposed to this, and it could be problematic depending on their family relations and their social circles, and like how that impacts our view on ourselves and each other.
Yeah,
that's the basis of it all.
Yeah. So for me, the question becomes, what is Sabrina Carpenter's responsibility in regards to who listens to this album, and like where this album goes and who listens to it, right? So I 100% understand that perspective, and I agree. I don't think that children should be listening to this song or this album, really. So it then becomes like, whose responsibility is it?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I vividly remember there was a certain band that an artist that my dad had like, MP3 files for, and my mom being like, "Oh, you have those? Like, don't put that on Jesse's MP3 player." And he was like, yeah. And I was like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
And I was like 11 or something, and my mom, and then both my parents were just like, "It's just super inappropriate. There's like swear words, and the content matter is just like inappropriate. So it's like, we're not gonna allow you to listen to it, right?" And so I feel like that was a very healthy and appropriate thing that my parents did. And I hope that parents are smart enough to not expose their children to songs like this. And unfortunately, I know that they are. There are parents who do that because, and there's a thing, like there's concert footage of Sabrina Carpenter because she has like live shows that are also, kind of interesting in terms of the boundaries that they push. Yeah. And you look at the crowds and there's like kids in the crowd. Yeah. And even I know
kids with their parents and stuff like that.
And it's like, I've had conversations with other people in my life where they're just like, why are their kids at this show?
Yeah.
Like,
because to me, this is selling sex, not just pop music.
Okay.
Like pop music itself is engineered, and it's selling your attention. Like what you're giving up or what you're offering is your attention to the artist. And that's how a lot of this very kind of potent pop music is created. But now it's not just the potency of the engineered pop song to occupy your ear in audible space and kind of what you want to idolize to some degree. But now it's also very explicitly telling you sex. And it's like, is that appropriate for our kids? And and if we frame it that way, which I think we can make a case to frame it that way, then I don't know if that's appropriate to sell to our kids. And like, what are those boundaries? It's a very gray zone in the music, music in general, and also in society. And that's why I feel hesitant or uncomfortable about tackling this, just because I don't know what the rules of engagement are. But I can say that this is a fantastic record. Like whatever its intentions were, are absolutely spot on.
Okay, there you go.
I want to preface it with that.
You're keeping me like on the edge of my seat here because I was like not expecting that from you. I disagree with you.
Oh, look at that.
Shots fired. I don't think this is selling sex.
Okay, fair.
I think that there is a deeper message / meaning which disqualifies the song from selling sex, in my opinion. I feel like if the song just very surface level talks about like sexual things, and there's no like deeper meaning to it, then you could make that argument. But for this song, to me, it's very clearly like a commentary on men not doing the proper things in relationships. At least her relationships, the men in her life are not, if we want to take that more micro view, like for her, the men that she's dealt with are not doing the proper thing. So when in this song, men are doing the absolute bare minimum for her, she is like overjoyed, to put it very mildly.
That's a fantastic way to put it.
So like that's the commentary, right? It's just like the bar for her is so low for men, and like
that's a good way to put it. The commentary, I agree. Yeah.
And so that's what is like what makes the song so ridiculous, funny, like ear catching, is just like, oh my gosh, like I think there's a line in the song where she says, like when he offers to do anything for me.
There's something about building IKEA furniture that really resonates with me.
Yeah. So that's so funny. Yeah. So anyways, that's my take on it. I'd go as far as saying this is probably my second favorite song on the album, because lyrically I think it's hilarious and great, and melodically it's so powerful and catchy. And the only part that I don't like is where she sings in the chorus, being a responsible guy. Like it's grown. It's like I'm okay with it now, but at the very beginning I was like, I hate the phrasing of like being a responsible guy. I was like,
it's kind of like
couldn't think of another word, or like
vibe.
It's just like it's choppy and it's weird. I don't know. I didn't really like it. When we were talking about the Paramore record, that was the thing I complimented it on, was the lyrics seemed to fit phrasing wise so well. There's no awkwardness with any phrasing. Whereas like with this song, it's like
there's a lot of moments like that.
There's a few moments
shoving things in there.
Yeah. One last thing I'll say about this song. It gives ABBA vibes, but R-rated.
Yeah, nice.
It's R-rated ABBA version of the songs.
I think similar to another Carpenter album, where this whole record, each song has its own character and like plays on the genre in a very fresh way with modern pop. And so they've obviously taken clear and identifiable grooves or sounds, or like sound signatures from iconic music eras such as funk or disco or what have you. But they've done it and crafted it in such a pop way that it feels like a very cohesive record with all that. And I think that's one of the masterful things about the producers for Sabrina's stuff in particular, that it sounds relatable, sounds familiar, but it is a pop song with extreme commentary. Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is definitely like pop music done right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, high quality pop music. It is. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to My Man on Willpower. So again, we're kind of like talking about we're continuing on with like the relationship theme and talking about like men in general. For me, the lyrics are a little bit confusing. I wasn't really sure exactly. This one was hard for me to grasp. Yeah, it's because it felt like she was saying, my man is starting to understand my toxic traits and is like being responsible about them, and I don't like that. That was like the vibe I got, and I don't resonate with that. I think that's like, but I don't know if that's what she's saying. But if that's what she is, then it's like, I don't know. It's like whatever. Yeah, like it's clever, I guess, but like the way that she like talks about it, and it's like an interesting take. But I just not like my favorite. And like in general, like I feel like Tears and Man Child are just like more powerful pop songs that are like catchier. Yeah. I don't know if you had anything to add. Not much to say about that one. Yeah. Okay. But then Sugar Talking is my favorite song on the album. Wow. You're like, this is my least favorite song. Well, it's interesting because I had a different take on this one, and it had a lot of R&B vibes. Like, it kind of felt soulful. Yeah. And because I was kind of leaning into that direction, I felt like this song would have been much better if Sabrina wasn't singing it. If they found another singer. Whoa. That's a hot take. That's a hot take, yeah. For me. Yeah, because that like. Did you like her vocal performance? Oh my gosh, it was my favorite. I felt that was kind of odd. Really? Yeah. I loved it. That was like the first thing I noticed with this song was Sabrina Carpenter sounds so good on this. She was singing. There's no doubt like that she was singing was happening. Singing was happening. Okay, wait, hold on. Go ahead. Because
before when I was talking about how she sounds, there's moments where she sounds like Ariana Grande, right? For this song, I felt she was 100% herself and she was distinctive. This is Sabrina Carpenter. It doesn't sound like any other singer.
I would agree.
And I feel like she thrives in the mid-range.
Okay.
When she starts to sing higher, she really, I don't know if it's just naturally she sounds like Ariana Grande or if she like is just so influenced by her that it's just like, for me, when she sings higher, it sounds like Ariana so much. Whereas like when she gets a bit lower into that mid-range, that's when I really hear a more distinctive tone from her. And that's like this entire song is just like her excelling in the mid-range and just like you can hear the power behind her voice. And yeah, I think she really shines vocally.
You know, maybe it's strange because like I also recognize that this felt like Sabrina. This was her singing,
and you didn't like it.
Well, I'm not sure if I didn't like it, but it just felt like maybe this is the first time I've ever heard her actually sing and not actually just fill the need for the song that was given to her.
Right.
And I think that made me feel like this is strange. What do I do with this? Because this is actually authentic Sabrina singing, if that was my perception.
Right.
And I think because of that, I was kind of convincing myself, like rationalizing that, oh, this can't be right. There must be another reason for this. There must be a better way.
Right.
So leading into the R&B kind of stylistic stuff is what I felt like maybe she's just not an R&B singer.
Okay.
And so I was like, this is not right for her. This is like, I think somebody else should have sang this song.
Yeah. Okay.
She did a great job, but I just feel like it wasn't. It could have been better with somebody else.
Could have been better with someone else. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Overall, it's just like for whatever reason, the song is like just vibey enough, but also super catchy. And I like the lyrics too. I don't have any complaints about the lyrics.
Great. Yeah. I thought the lyrics were fine with this one. All
Cool.
things considered.
All things considered. There you go. Okay. We almost broke up again last night. This is, again, she's giving like a different singer vibe here where she's like channeling Billie Eilish at the start with like the whispery vocals. And I'm not a big fan of it. And then for some reason, it also like the end of the chorus reminds me of a Christmas song. Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Last night. And I'm like, I can't think of the Christmas song that it reminds me of, but I was just like, yeah, it's odd to me. So I'm not a big fan of the song.
Yeah, and like the subject matter, it kind of like touched on some nerves because it's kind of toxic.
Yeah.
And I'm not like
as we've learned with the Taylor Swift album.
Yes.
That we covered.
It's interesting because like my response, like I'll get riled up for content matter, but I'll also get riled up for like sonic and like deficiencies or like bad musicianship. And so like having a nice mix of all these things, the ideas, the musicianship, the mix, all of it, it has to come together to be something that is welcoming and inviting.
Yeah.
And everyone, that would be different for everybody. Which is one reason why it's so interesting to do this between the two of us, but also to hear all of your opinions. But I think for me, the subject matter or the content, it was really challenging to look past that for a lot of the moments. And this is one of those songs that was really hard for me to listen to in-depthly or to appreciate in any other aspect because I was so distracted by the subject matter.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I get that. Yes, toxic, we get it. Toxic relationships and singers, we need to move on from highlighting the toxic stuff. But other people want to hear about them. So
that's true.
So if the song still sells, right? Okay, Nobody's Son. Maybe my least favorite song on the album.
I wrote Rude. Really getting the family involved in this one, eh? I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that one.
Actually, I think the lyrics and even the melody are fine. It's the instrumental that just absolutely destroys the song for me. It just like takes a giant crap on everything else. And it's just like
Fair.
Jack Antonoff, man. Like if he was the producer on the song, I got to check the credits again. But it's just like, nah, this ain't it. You know, it reminds me of Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time.
Okay, I have to listen to it.
Oh, you haven't heard that song?
yet.
Oh, I'm gonna have a great time showing Karen the Wonderful Christmas Time.
Great.
Okay, that song is legendary for being like the cilantro of Christmas songs. Where it's
Nice.
like, or even not, I don't even know if the cilantro. Honestly, most people hate that song. Most people listen to that Paul McCartney song and are just like, this is the worst Christmas song ever.
Yeah.
They hate the synth in it. I think it's funny, so I'll listen to it and be okay with it. But this is just like the instrumental on Nobody's Son is like a worse version of that extremely polarizing instrumental from Paul McCartney. It's just like the heavy, weird synth, but slightly more reggae. Or it's like, yeah, it's like Paul McCartney's song, but slightly more reggae on top of it, and I hate it. And it's horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just hate it so much. And like Sabrina Carpenter, in my opinion, does not match the reggae vibe.
I don't know. There's something about her. Like maybe. Yeah, she doesn't.
Let's
match.
try her on a reggae vibe.
I want to
song.
see that. Hey, Sabrina, if you're watching this video, we want a reggae album.
Well, she's halfway there with this.
I want to see some dreads.
So you didn't mind the instrumentals much. It was more the lyrical content again.
The instrumentals overall felt like it was clear in each song why they made the instrumental a certain way. Not all of them resonated with me, but it was more of the lyrical content that made me not like the song than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. So we both didn't like the song, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. I don't recommend that song for anyone. Next one is called Never Getting Laid. Interesting. You're probably not gonna like the lyrics for this one either. I can't say I'm a big fan of the lyrics as well. Like I don't know. It's just not like for me. It's not a song that I like would want to put on. But I do like the smooth, loungy jazz intro. Yeah, it's just not for me.
Yeah, like it sounded like it was supposed to be a sentimental song. And then I was like, wait a minute. Whatever sentiments are being shared in the song is just not conducive to positive human behavior.
No.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel at this moment. And I think it was at this point in the record where I was like, this could be just a ironic critique of all of this stuff. And I kind of wanted to take everything that way. But because I know that young girls listen to this, I don't know how to feel about that. So
Yeah,
mixed emotions.
Yeah, it's just not, yeah.
It's
And
like,
then the outro was weird too. The outro was like really left field for me. Where it's just like slowed down and like.
this is like feminist South Park.
Ooh, okay.
Or the soundtrack to a sex arcade. And either of those things should not be shared with young kids.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next one after this is When Did You Get Hot? Now, I don't know. It's like a 2000s vibe.
Yeah. I like the throwback of that groove.
It's like a throwback groove.
Yeah.
But again, not really much of a song for me. It doesn't really pull me, you know? Like
It's just a little shallow, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's a little shallow, but it didn't pull me in as much as the other ones.
Yeah.
Or nor did it offend me as much as the other ones either.
Yeah, it was just like a whatever song for me. Like, I feel like it was relying so much on the fact that it was like a throwback groove.
Yeah. It was a
and
crunch.
it's just like, because that wasn't like a standout thing for me personally, it's just like the song does nothing. So, yeah. And, you know, this is the middle of the album.
Yeah.
This is where all the bad songs go. So,
Wait.
it makes sense.
I thought the whole record was just a bunch of bad songs.
Ooh, no, you like the first two.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. And I like this next one, Go Go Juice.
Yeah,
this is
a
my
good
favorite
one.
track on the record.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love a good drinking song. So because of the aspect of drinking coming into play, and also like my past experiences with other people drinking in environments where drinking is happening, this was like very amusing to me. Like I can understand the humor aspect of things, and the absurdity and the reality of the situations where reality does go the way the song may have wanted to go, and it's just more relatable and more familiar to me that I feel like I could take that on a little bit better.
There you go.
And it was kind of like, there was like I felt like I was in a bar listening to the song.
Okay, cool.
So I like that. I like bars. I like drinking apparently.
When the song puts you in a specific destination, or like you can picture a certain destination like that, then you know it's doing something well, I think. I also like this song. It's fun. The first time I listened to this album, I kind of skipped over it, but diving back into it, I was like, oh, this is a good one. I like it. There's a fiddle solo in there, which is pretty cool, pretty fun. Again, maybe that's part of why you're like feeling like you're in an Irish pub or something, right? With a fiddle playing in the song.
There's a bit of that.
I also think this was like her testing. This song is her testing the waters with what she can do in the country realm.
Yes.
I really think, I'm predicting this here right now, she's gonna put out a country album. If not the next one after.
Dang.
It's like full on country, kind of like what Post Malone
I'll
did.
put $10 on that.
Okay.
I'll put $10 that she doesn't.
I'll put $10 that she does.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We got a bet. I think I think she's gonna do it. And she has like a country inflection, even on songs that aren't country vibes. She kind of pulls a country inflection sometimes. So yeah, no, I think it's good. The lyrics are fun, right? Like, who am I gonna dial tonight while I'm drinking and getting drunk?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. And then the next one is Don't Worry, I'll Make You Worry.
Yes.
Unless you have more to say about Go-Go Juice.
No.
Okay.
We can continue.
We can move on.
I have nothing to say about the Don't Worry, I'll Make You Worry.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Dang. I don't have much to say either. I feel like lyrically the chorus feels kind of clunky, and that kind of gives me Taylor Swift vibes. But I also got Taylor Swift vibes just from like even the instrumentation. It reminded me, like, the whole song is kind of like a byproduct of Folklore or Evermore a little bit, and Lover as well. Like those albums. I know you don't really know these albums. These Taylor Swift. You're not Swiftie like I am.
They're in my brain somewhere, so like I can feel what you're saying, but I don't really want to know what you're saying.
Yeah, basically, for those of us who are not huge Taylor Swift fans, it's giving late Taylor Swift career vibes. Yeah, like all the albums she's released from 2019 onwards, it's like kind of feels like an amalgamation of that. The verse is cool, but otherwise, like melodically, the verse is cool, but it didn't. Yeah, this song doesn't really stand out to me too much. And then House Tour, love this song.
It's actually pretty cool.
Love this song so much. Clever, very clever. That's the thing with Sabrina Carpenter's lyrics in general. She really goes for like clever songs, and I really appreciate that. And I think sometimes it doesn't hit, and sometimes it really does. And I think on this one, it really does.
There's a verse or stanza where she talks about kind of like showing the house and like how scandalous it is to go to the second floor.
Yeah.
And there's a moment there where I'm like, this feels like it's playing to children. Because like when I'd go to a birthday party to a friend's house, it'd be like the second floor's off limits. Just stay on the main floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that then I think the next verse or two after that, something about, I just put in these flooring, these like stained floor or pressured floor or something like that. And I was like, okay, great. That's something an adult would say.
Yeah.
So thank God. But I got really nervous. And I don't like how this was, like for a moment, I was like, I don't like how this is placating to kids. So
yeah, like there's a couple songs on this album I feel like that are like this in the sense where, it's very heavily implied as an adult. Like you obviously know what she's talking about, but she's like kind of hiding it and like making it seem more innocent than it is. But obviously as an adult, you know exactly what she's talking about. I feel like when we were kids, we would have pop songs that we'd listen to and be like, yeah, it's a great song. And then we get older and we listen and we're like, oh my gosh, this is actually what this song is about, you know? Yeah. I feel like that's like this song, like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of that here. And I think maybe growing up in contrast, it was less pushed. It was always there's a certain like threshold of reservation when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Even the subliminal messages.
Yeah.
And I feel like that restraint is just not there anymore in today's day and age of music. And I'm curious, and that's my main concern with all of this.
Yeah.
Of like where does that end up, and how does it affect our society?
For sure.
Because whatever subliminal messages that we have gone through growing up, for example, like Smack That, Akon or whatever.
Right.
I forgot whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was something that would be fun to see on the playground, but it's something that was tame enough that had dissipated into my adulthood. But it definitely lingered enough into my development areas where that skewed my perception of how to build those relationships in those realms.
Okay.
Or like maybe that has crossed my mind when I was trying to engage with somebody.
Okay.
And I didn't like that was there. So that's what I'm curious about and concerned about overall. With all this.
But from an adult perspective, House Tour is a great song.
Yeah.
And the 80s vibes with the instrumentation. I feel like I can't say that word today. Yeah. It's giving like Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer vibes.
Okay.
Like, you know that song?
I've heard it before.
Oh, it's so good. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is like part 2 of Sledgehammer almost a little bit. And so I definitely enjoyed that track. And then the last one is Goodbye.
Yeah.
Fitting, because it's the last song on the album.
Yeah.
Big ABBA vibes with the A
lot of that. I did not like that too much.
No, okay.
Yeah.
That was like maybe the only thing I really liked was like how it was like a cool like she's wearing the ABBA influences on her sleeve on this song, and in a lot of the songs, but this one is like very clearly like a huge call out to how much she loves ABBA, I guess. Yeah. And the strings at the end are cool. Overall, it's a solid song. I do think it gets overshadowed by Man-Child and Tears and some of the other tracks on here, but could have stuck the landing worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'd agree. No, it was a good sound. I like the pad type of vibe to all of it. Also, like, it was just nice to see.
The pad vibe? What do you mean?
There's a lot of sustained sounds, sustained elements in this last track. And I think I like that Goodbye was the last track.
Okay.
You know, it's very fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for people who like organization, it's like, yes, Goodbye goes at the end.
Yes. Because there's been records I've seen where like that stuff is not at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you not put that?
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Let's any closing thoughts, and then let's rate it.
I think this really sparks conversations about the political landscape of messaging when it comes to music and pop artists. I think there's an element, or the phrase selling sex needs to be considered when it comes to pop music nowadays. And I think that if you're a parent, be conscious.
Yeah.
Be like, know what's going on in the pop realm.
Yeah.
And that'll be very important for you and your child's development.
100% agree.
Also, fantastic album. Engineered pop, great. These guys are really good at their jobs.
Yeah.
A little scarily so. I think this is the record where it makes people nervous of how good they are at their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious question from me. Which album did you like better, this one or her Short and Sweet album?
Short and Sweet.
Yeah.
To me, that felt more like a homage to pop in general.
Yeah.
This one feels like it's a ironic, rebellious statement.
Album, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think Short and Sweet is more consistent in terms of quality than this one. But this one might have a couple more tracks that like stand out on their own. But yeah, there's a bit of a lack of consistency across the whole album in terms of just quality and songwriting and this and that. But I do think she's avoiding the sophomore slump a little bit that a lot of artists experience when they have like their first big album, and then it's like, what are they going to do next?
Yeah.
Like, I think she has done what she could. I feel like there's still a little bit of that happening here where it's like, I don't think it's going to get as much notoriety or popularity as Short and Sweet did, but I think she has been able to, like, this is good enough for people to still be interested for what she releases next.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to rate this I'm going to rate this a 3.5 out of 5, almost a 4, but a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah.
I have to give it a 2.
Dang.
It's a 2. I just can't agree with a lot of it.
Okay.
So I gotta reel it back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So that is a 5.5 out of 10.
5.5 out of 10.
5.5 out of 10. Dang.
Yeah.
I feel like this album's better than that, but hey, I can
in some
understand.
aspects, yes, but I think like my ethics is a conversation that comes into play.
Yeah.
And I think that in this case is more of if I were to be a judge of ethics in this moment, my judgment of the ethical considerations takes precedent over the musical, over the mix, and over the production.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There you have it, folks. That is Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter. That is our take. And let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the review and of the album. And leave a comment, leave a like. And please subscribe if you want to hear more. And hope you have a great day.
Yes, this is an album that I think really needs to have some conversations around. And if you are a parent, please let us know your thoughts. I'm very curious about that perspective and how we can talk about this with our children. So thank you.
Yeah. I agreed. I was going to say, you have children.
Maybe.
Eventually, maybe one day. Yeah, true.
Who knows?
All right. Good. Well said. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.